Hello guys, and welcome back to another Python drill with Flourish Food Academy. And today we're going to be looking at conditionals. So we're going to be using if statements, Elif statements, nested if statements to solve this Python drills. Okay. So I'm going to be reading out the questions, and then we're going to be analyzing and then writing the Python code. Now let's get started. Alright, so the first question says, that's the days of the week. That's the subtitle, yeah. Write a Python program that asks the user for a number in the range of 1 through 7. The program should display the corresponding day of the week, where 1 equals to Monday, 2 equals to Tuesday, 3 equals to Wednesday, and then till we get to Sunday. And then it says what the program should display a number that is outside the range of 1 to 7. Alright, so this is quite easy. Like I said earlier, this is to test your knowledge of how to use conditional statements. So we're going to be looking at if statements in this case. Alright, now let's get into it. I hope you have your IDE ready to write the code. Okay, I'm going to open my, and I'm going to open the plus sign for now. What I'm going to write, we want to write a Python code that allows the user to type in a number between 1 to 7, and then if the number is 1, let it print out Monday. That's quite easy actually. So to do that, you're just going to request for you declare a variable. You can call it day, and remember typecasting, right? So I'm not going to go back to explaining some things. If you feel you missed some things, you can actually click on the link above. It will take you to the playlist of the Python tutorials, and then you can actually watch it from the beginning before you continue with this. Okay. Alright, so this is typecasting, and then we're going to use an impute function, and then we're going to ask the question. So enter a number from 1, or enter a number between 1 and 7, or from 1 through 7, or between the range. You can use it, okay, between the range of 1 through 7. Alright, so this would ask the question, ask the user to input the value, and when the user input the value, it is being seen as a string data type, and that is why we actually typecast it right here, converting it back to integer, so that we can compare the value with whatever the user has imputed. Alright, so let's go. Let's start with the if statements. So you're going to check, so in programming in Python, so use the double equals to sign. Some programming language would ask you to use triple equals to sign, but in this case it's just double, okay? And then you put the colon sign. Don't forget your indentation. Now if day equals to 1, we want to print out Monday. So easy, just print, and then say day is Monday. That's all. So you go again, Elif, then you compare like that. So I'm just going to be fast with that. So if day equals to 2, I'll just copy and paste so that I don't keep repeating. Yeah, forward this view, and I will change that to Tuesday. and then we go again. Elif day equals to 3. And then the day equals to, when is it? Another easy way to do that is just to copy this ones and just paste like that. Alright, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we're going to do Sunday. Alright, so don't forget to change the number because you're comparing the number from each other. So don't forget to change the number. 6 and 7. Now let's check that if we're on the same. So 7 equals to Sunday. So that's where it stops. So the last part of this question now says the program should be able to display an error message if the user enters a number that is not within the range. So we're going to give an error message and then we're done with the first question and then move on to the second question. So the last statement right there will just be else, because after checking everything, so just print, and then say invalid input. Please check if the number is between 1 and 7. And that's all. So this program will actually run. So let's check it out. Now it's asking, enter the number between the range of 1. That English is bad, actually. I'm sorry. Enter a number between the range of 1 through Thursday because it's 4. Can you see that? So let's run it one more time to just check it. Let me enter 7. I press enter. It says what day is Sunday. Now let me enter a number that is outside the range. So let me say it's a 9. When I press enter, it says what invalid. Please check if the number is between 1 and 7. So that's the first question. It's as simple as that. Question 1. I'm just going to comment. This is question 1. All right, now let's move to question number 2. Question number 2. Now, question number 2 says areas of rectangle. Okay, that's areas of rectangle. Yeah, the area of a rectangle is the rectangle's length times its width. Write a program that asks for the length and the width of 2 rectangles. Okay, now the program should tell the user which rectangle has the greater area. Okay, that's simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask for the user to impute length and breadth, and then we're going to ask to impute another length and breadth, and then we'll multiply them together and then compare. It's as simple as that. So that one is simple and straightforward. But now in this case, yeah, it's simple. So let's go back to the code. I'm going to add the second one. I'm going to call it question 2. So I'm going to say first length will be equals to, now since we're going to be asking, so it's going to be integer, and we're going to, okay, because we're multiplying, it's double, depends on whatever you want to use. So input, open and close bracket, and say what, enter the length of the first rectangle. Alright, so that's the first, and then you go again. I'm just going to copy and paste because I'm going to be using the same. I'm just going to be changing the variable name. So I'm going to call this one second length, and then I'm going to say enter the breadth of the first breadth. Now, I've asked for the length and breadth of the first, and I'm going to do the same thing for the second. So I'm just going to copy and paste. So this time around, I'm going to change this one to second length, and I'm going to change that one also to second breadth. Alright, I'm done good, and I'm going to ask for the second rectangle, and then for the second rectangle. Now, we've been able to ask for the first and for the length and breadth of each. So now it's time for us to calculate the area. So first area will be equals to what? First length multiplied by what? First breadth. And that's it. So we do the same thing for the second area. Alright, so and that's it. So we do the same thing for the second area. Alright, so I'm going to copy and paste. This time around, I'm going to call it second area. Second area would be second length multiplied by second breadth. Now, we've been able to calculate the area. So now it's time for us to compare which is greater, which is lesser. So according to the question, we'll identify the one that is greater. Okay, so we're going to check, say what if first area is greater than second area, and then we can say what print the first rectangle is greater than the second. Simple. Now, Elif, remember we said we're going to be using conditional statements, and that's exactly what Elif second area is greater than the first. Or you could change the logic. You could still say Elif if first area is less than second area. Still the same thing. You could say print. I don't want to keep typing. I could just indent and then rectangle is greater than the first. And then now the last part will just be else. And then I'm going to print by saying the both rectangle are equal. Both rectangles are equal. Now we solve the second one also. So you can see how we use the conditional statement, if statement to solve that question. Is as easy as ABC. Yeah, it's as easy as ABC. Okay. All right. Now let's move on. But we have to check it out. Okay. So the length of the first one, let me say 2. The breadth, let's say 3. The breadth, let's say 3. Alright, so the length of the first one also is 6, and the breadth, let me just say 3. So you can see it says what? The second rectangle is greater than the first. Yeah, obviously. But we can bring interactive, we can make this thing interactive by saying, okay, print. I like it. I like making my class very interesting. So you can say print. We can use the F format and say the first rectangle of area, and then I put is greater than the second rectangle of area equals to, and then say what? Second area. Okay. So now this is another format. It makes it so easy, so I can just copy and I paste it right here, and I just change this one to the second, and then change this one to second. Permit me if I'm too slow, you can actually speed this up. Okay, sorry about that. So first, and then change this one also to first. Now this will solve the solution, and then it's going to give it more details. So I click on the flag now. So I'll run it again. Say 4, 5, and then second one 7, 8. Now this time around, it's going to give us the output. You see? Say what? The second rectangle of area equals to 56 is greater than the first rectangle of area 20. So this is better. Instead of just saying this, so you can decide to pick any of these two, and that is fine. Okay, so that's for the question 2. I'm gonna move on to question number 3. All right, so I think I'm really slow today for some reason, but I like taking my time. Okay, question 3. Now let's read question 3. So this is age classifier. So this is going to classify the age. Now let's check it out. It says write a program that asks the user. So this is also almost the same concept. By now you should be able to approach these questions by yourself, because it's almost the same process. It's almost the same method. Okay, you ask the user for a data, and then you use the data to make decision. It's as simple as that. So yeah, you're going to ask for the user's age, and then the program should display messages indicating whether the child is infant, child. Yeah, just we're grouping. So the condition is what? If the person is 1 year old, so he or she is an infant. Okay. If the person is older than 1 year, but younger than 13, so he or she is a child. If the person is at least 13 years but less than 20 years, he or she is a teenager. And then if the person is at least 20 years. So we have like 4 groups right here. We have the infant of age 1 and below. Yeah, if you're less than age 1, that's infant. We have another one of age 2 to 12, I guess, because it said and then we have another one of age 13 to 20. These are the teenagers. And then we have the one of 20. So it's as simple as that. So we're going to go back to the code, and we're going to start with imputing. I'm going to call it age, and this time around it should be an integer, because age doesn't have decimal points. Is that you're 19 or 20? You cannot be 19.5 years old. You understand? So impute. Now I'm going to ask for your age. Okay, say what? Enter your age here. Yeah, something like that. So when the user enters his or her age, now it's time for us to start grouping. Simple. So we go with a if statement again. Remember what we said? It said if age is less than 1, is it less than or equals to? Let's check the question again, please. I need to be sure. It says if 1 year, if it is less than or equals to, then we print. Print what? The person is an infant. Oh, yeah, you are. You are an infant. You understand? Then what I would just do is just to copy and paste a lot. But I'm going to be using the Elif. Don't forget, because this is the continuation of. So you're going to be using the Elif. So Elif. Now, if it is greater, if age is greater than 1, and now we're checking a range. So for you to check a range of age, you have to use the AND logical operator. You understand? And what that will do is it's going to first check if the first condition is true, and then also check if the second condition is true according to our truth table. You understand? True, our truth table. You understand? True will give you true. So that's the only condition the code will run. So if age is greater than 1 and age is less than 13, I remember that I think it's less than 13. If age is greater than 1 and less than 13, then print you are a child. You are a child. All right. So you go again by saying Elif, if age is greater than or equals to 13 and age is less than 20, then you can say, please be careful of indentation, because if you do not, all right, let's check it out. Yeah, and then you can say what this person, and then you can say what this person is a teenager. All right, and then the last but not the least, so you say Elif, if age is greater than 20. I think that is the last condition. We need to be sure about that. So they said, but less than, and then if the person is at least 20 years old, he is an adult. So that's the last part of the question. So if the person is greater than at least, so at least means greater than or equals to. Please don't forget to put that. So if the person is greater than or equals to 20, then you say what? You are an adult. And it's as simple as that. So if I run this code, it says what? Enter your age year. So let me first say 79 and press enter. What 9 and press enter. What does it say? It says you're an adult. Okay, let's check another one, please. I'm gonna put in 34. Still tells me I'm an adult. All right, let me put in 3. You are a child. You see that? So let me put 1 says what, you're an infant. So it's as easy as that. That's number 3. That's question number 3. Question number 4. We're still going to number 5. So for the first part, so we need to be fast. So question number 5 says, question number 4 says, Roman numeral. This is also easy. I feel I should just, leave the remaining one so that you can just do it by yourself, because it's almost the same approach. It says, Roman numeral, write a program that prompts the user for a number. Okay. So this is where I'm going to stop. I'm going to do number 4, and I want you to try number 5 by yourself, because I think it's almost the same approach. There's no need for us to, keep going like that. Or I will just solve number 5 without explaining. So you just figure it out right there, like.